came a long way to be found by you. Find more, spend less. Home Goods, go finding.
New Cetaphil Deep Hydration Facial Collection delivers lasting 48-hour hydration, hyaluronic acid plus exclusive hydrosensitive complex. Replenish and soothe skin. Cetaphil, dermatologist recommended. Complete hydration for your sensitive skin.
Hey, do not miss General Hospital on ABC, and good luck on Emmy Day because you are going for your first Emmy in a lead actor category.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, listen, Netflix show Sexy Beasts takes blind dating to a new extreme with elaborate makeup, prosthetics.
Happening now.
An executive order issued by Governor Greg Abbott last year is being challenged in a district court today. What that ruling is and how it could affect the jail population, that's coming up.
And we're at a job fair for the hospitality industry to find out why employers are having such a hard time finding workers.
And the heat high is settling in. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get. And then when rain chances return to the forecast. The News at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office needs your help in finding a missing girl. 13-year-old Jewel Hatton Smith, last seen Thursday night in the 9700 block of Marbach Hill. That's not far from South Ellison Drive and Marbach Road on the west side.
The sheriff's office says she's about 5 feet 3 inches tall, has brown eyes and blonde hair with pink braids. Anyone who may see her anyone found with her could be charged with harboring a runaway and could face up to a year in jail and up to $5,000 in fines. They could also be charged with interfering with child custody. That could result in 2 years in jail and a fine of up to $10,000. If you have any information, you can contact the sheriff's office. The number to call, 210-335-6000, or email missingpersons@bear.org.
An executive order issued last year by the governor is being challenged in a courtroom today. GA13 prevents the release of those who've accrued time served through good behavior.
And today's case is for Janie Villeda, who was expected to get released from jail back in May, but because of this order, her release was denied. Nevertheless, today she got a special break from the judge. Eric Hernandez explains what happened and how it could impact the Bexar County jail population.
So I'm going to grant Ms. Villeda a $1 cash bond.
After a month-long delay, Janie Villeda will finally be released from the Bexar County Jail.
I'm going to the jail right now to pay the $1 to get our client out.
All of this an issue dealing with GA13, an executive order issued by Governor Greg Abbott in March of 2020.
To stop the release of dangerous felons from prisons and jails in Texas.
Villeda was sentenced to a year in jail due to a misdemeanor assault charge. Because of good behavior, her release day was May 24th, but Sheriff Javier Salazar denied her release.
She was being a good prisoner, thinking she was going to get released early, and at the end of the day, the sheriff says, I would love to let you go, but I can't because of GA13.
This has affected the Bexar County jail population, with many prisoners awaiting to be released. This order also a problem in other counties. Both Travis and Harris County judges have already ruled it unconstitutional, and those rulings have yet to be challenged.
He hasn't appealed, and the Attorney General hasn't appeared. So we believe the governor is just letting each individual county enforce it, challenge it, and is not objecting.
As for the constitutionality of that executive order, Judge Rangel is expected to have a ruling as early as this Friday. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Now, Judge Rangel issued a $1 bond to Villeda and plans to do the same for any other prisoners in the same situation. We've reached out to both the governor's office and Sheriff Javier Salazar for reaction to all this, but did not immediately hear back.
We have an update on a Chase arrest from yesterday. We've learned the suspect's name. She is 33-year-old Nini Shante Sumlin. She's now facing several charges. The chase started after San Antonio police were investigating an incident in the 3600 block of Fredericksburg Road. Officers tried pulling someone over after they say she committed traffic violations in the area. While getting away, they say she rammed her SUV into a police cruiser and 2 other vehicles. She eventually came to a stop at a 7-Eleven on South Zarzamora Street near Frio City Road. Officers surrounded her while she was parked at a pump. She was arrested and charged with evading arrest, aggravated assault on a public servant, and 6 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Her bond is set at $450,000.
As more people head out to eat or travel or see some shows or go to hotels, theaters and restaurants, they're all desperately needing workers back on the job. According to Visit San Antonio, there used to be more than 140,000 hospitality and tourism workers in the metro area. That number, though, took a nosedive during the pandemic. And even now, there are only about 100,000 still short working today. Garrett Berger went to a hospitality industry job fair at the Alamo Dome today to see how San Antonio could get back in service.
Visit San Antonio says there's a lot of jobs available in the hospitality and tourism industry here in San Antonio. But at their job fair today, there wasn't a whole lot of people competing for them.
We'll call you in for an interview.
48 different employers were at the job fair looking for people to fill positions from cooks to management.
We do offer interviews this afternoon as well for that other position.
The market director of human resources at Marriott told us they've seen a limited flow of applicants, though that's starting to pick up.
The part-time position?
She thinks a lack of confidence plays into why people aren't clamoring for the jobs.
I think because they're not fully confident yet, because our industry was so hard hit from a job sector standpoint, that they may be a little gun shy based on that we were so economically hit as it relates to job eliminations and people going to part-time or being furloughed or laid off, which now those things have passed.
Governor Greg Abbott has tried to push more people back into the workforce by removing the extra $300 per week in federal unemployment help that unemployed Texans have been receiving. That supplemental help will stop as of this weekend. Christopher Dorsey told us that's one reason he's looking for work again after being unemployed since January. But he says he had already started looking before Abbott made his announcement.
I try to kind of keep an eye on stuff like that, but, I just don't want to really rely on that help. It's awesome, but, eventually we have to supplement ourselves and kind of get back out there.
Visit San Antonio says they'd like to do more of these job fairs. But right now, they don't have any scheduled. At the Alamo Dome, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And there are other ways the city's pushing to get people back into the workforce. The SA Ready to Work program helps train people for different career paths. Mayor Ron Nirenberg says the program can not only reshape lives, but the city's economy.
I think this, again, is going to have a transformative impact, not only for the families and lives who have been touched by this program, but it's going to have a transformative impact on San Antonio's economy generally, and that's for the betterment of the entire city.
The mayor said roughly 600 people have completed their training through the program so far, and of those, roughly 200 have been working in their field for at least the last 3 months. To enroll in the program, it's simple. Just call 311.
Vice President Kamala Harris is headed to the border, and Governor Greg Abbott is commenting on that trip. She'll be stopping in the border town of El Paso on Friday, her first trip to the U.S.-Mexico border since she took office and was given that task. In a statement, the governor says, in part, quote, Vice President Harris is ignoring the real problem areas along our southern border that are not protected by the border wall. He says she will fail in her mission if she refuses to speak to residents of the Del Rio sector whose homes and ranches are being overrun by gangs and smugglers, end quote. Vice President Harris's trip comes days before former President Donald Trump is expected to make his own visit alongside House Republicans and Governor Greg Abbott.
As we near the end of National Month of Action, health officials are urging everyone, particularly young people, to get vaccinated with concerns over the Delta variant now growing. ABC's Rena Roy with some of the efforts we're seeing across the country.
As COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations go down across much of the country, areas with lower vaccination rates still sounding the alarm.
We have seen patients as young as 18. What is a scary trend is that with the new variant in our area, these patients are getting sicker quicker.
The Delta variant now detected in at least 47 states and accounting for 20% of new cases here in the U.S.
This is concerning but expected, knowing what we do about how efficiently this variant spreads.
The numbers doubling every 2 weeks, causing concerns over a possible surge come fall. Experts say the key to beating the pandemic is more shots into arms.
I want to be clear that those folks who we are seeing who are hospitalized and dying are people who are not vaccinated.
A big hurdle coast to coast is vaccine hesitancy. Right now, only about a third of 18 to 24-year-old Americans have been vaccinated. Florida pastor Marcel Davis going door to door.
Have you been vaccinated?
In hopes of changing that.
I want to encourage young people to realize, yes, wake up, be woke, and know the consequences.
About 1 in 5 Americans say they'll likely never get the shot, and about a quarter say they're very concerned about another surge if not enough people get vaccinated, according to a new poll from Monmouth University. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Feeling the heat outside today, a little bit hotter than yesterday, actually up by 4 degrees in terms of high temperatures. 94, that was the high today, but that's just 1 degree above average for the day. Our morning low is 4 degrees above average because of the real thick humidity that we have. Warren's backyard in Del Rio, 97, 92 currently in Devine, 92 in Seguin, West Kerrville at 94 degrees. This looks like a typical June map for our weather watchers, even Windcrest at 94 and Utopia 97. Gradually falling into the 80s this evening, but even by 10 p.m. we'll still be in the mid 80s. Midnight, lower 80s, turning cloudy overnight. The heat high is going to settle in for a few days. We'll talk about how much hotter it's going to get when our pattern shifts and what that means for storm chances coming right up.
Thank you, Adam. San Antonio, it's a sad fact, but it can be a dangerous place for pedestrians, even at spots where they're supposed to have the right of way.
Now, there are problematic areas all over the city, especially here downtown. Samuel King joins us now. So, Samuel, you saw people not stopping for pedestrians earlier today. Not unusual, unfortunately.
Yeah, indeed, Steve and Ursula. This is particularly an issue at those mid-block crosswalks. Drivers are supposed to yield to pedestrians there, too. One example is on McCullough near Metropolitan Methodist Hospital. There are several mid-block crossings in that area to allow pedestrians to cross more easily. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll have more on what we saw in that area in just a short amount of time and what both drivers and pedestrians need to know about safety. Taking a look now at issues in the traffic area here in San Antonio this evening. We've been watching 37 at US 181 on the southeast side all day. Today there's been some construction in this area causing some delays. You see a vehicle right there. This is 37 near Southton. You can still see those delays there, 7 miles per hour approaching the Southton Road intersection on 37. So if you're heading from downtown down to Pleasanton, it'll take you 43 minutes. That's about a 15 minute delay. Also, if you're heading out to New Braunfels, 37 minutes right now. So keep an eye on delays, and we'll be here in the traffic center throughout the evening to let you know what's going on, Steve and Ursula.
Samuel. A reminder, it is night number 2 of Night in Old San Antonio at La Vita, better known as NIOSA. The event got off to a crowded start yesterday in typical NIOSA fashion. If you have not had a chance to go, there's still time. NIOSA raises money to preserve our historic sites in San Antonio. Gates open at 5:30.
And don't forget, there's plenty more Fiesta 2021 fun to be had. Tomorrow, VFW Post 76 has its 10th Street River Festival. It's on the grounds of VFW Post 76, the oldest functioning post in Texas. The event is from noon to midnight. For a list of things to do, head to KSAT.com. All right, it's almost time for dinner, and if you're cooking at home, chances are you're chopping up something from meat to veggies. Having a sharp knife can make all the difference. Up next, the DIY approaches to keeping your kitchen tools sharp. As you begin dinner prep, we're talking kitchen knives and TLC. If yours haven't been sharpened in several months, you're probably cutting or trying to cut with a dull knife. It's not only frustrating, it's dangerous. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz with the tools you need to keep your knives slicing and dicing for years.
Harper Keene is pretty sharp when it comes to knives. He owns a mobile business and says if you want your knives to last, sharpen them at least twice a year.
I mean, obviously I'm biased and I would say take it to your local knife sharpener. But actually, no, I think go for it. It can be fun. It can be satisfying. Just start with a knife that you don't care about very much.
To do it yourself, you have a lot of options.
For an occasional cook, a handheld knife sharpener like this one is a fast, easy, and inexpensive way to sharpen your knives.
Pull-through sharpeners typically cost between $5 and $50.
Start right at the base of the knife near its bolster in this case, and pull all the way through to the tip of the knife. Once you've made a few passes on the coarse setting, you want to progress over to the finer setting to polish the edge.
There are also sharpening stones or whetstones, but they require more skill. Before you invest,
a $12 two-sided stone from your local hardware store rather than hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. Because while it can be fun, it can also be kind of frustrating. It can take a very long time.
If you don't care about honing your sharpening skills, an electric countertop sharpener is a great option for serious at-home cooks.
Consumer Report says look for the newer models with a flexible belt and guide to keep your knife at the right angle. As for the honing rod that comes with sets, the pros say that's a maintenance tool, not a sharpener. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Good information. I never knew.
I want one.
All right. Now we know what to get Adam for Christmas.
Yep.
Maybe a couple tickets to La Vita as well.
Yeah, Nyosa, night 2. I didn't think the crowd was quite as big as what we'd seen in years past, but
Isn't it usually the biggest on Wednesday night?
Is that college night?
That's college night.
Yeah,
I think.
but the heat has got
Thursday night's college
The heat
night.
has got to be having an impact.
I would think so. I think it's more so the heat than anything else that's having an impact on attendance for anything, Fiesta related. Just usually it's April and it's not quite as hot, or at least the sun goes down earlier as well, and that usually makes a difference. So our heat high, it's returning. It's going to stick around for several days, so we'll warm up a little bit, and then our weather pattern shifts as we get into next week. So let's talk about it all, starting with the 4 main numbers these days: temperature, dew point, humidity, which then gives us our feels like. 93 degrees at the airport, down 1 degree from our high temperature for the day. But the dew point at 74 gives us that relative humidity that makes it feel like we're 10 degrees warmer than the air temperature. The dew points are fairly relentless out there. Mainly in the mid-70s for most of us, even 72-degree dew point in Kerrville, Uvalde 71. You get to Kennedy at 75, along with Victoria and Gonzales, a very sticky 77-degree dew point. So in Gonzales, it feels like 107. Pleasanton feels like 106. You look at the actual air temperatures, 93 in Gonzales. You see what that high dew point does with that really high moisture content in the air. 94 right now in Hondo, still 92 degrees in Kerrville. Let's talk about temperatures tomorrow morning. Widespread mid to upper 70s. We'll be about 73 though, Kerrville, Fredericksburg, 77 Carrizo Springs and Pleasanton. And then by the afternoon, we probably add another degree or two to our high temperatures from today. Back up to the century mark, Del Rio about 101 along with Carrizo Springs, and then Cotulla probably around an even 100. Stone Oak 95, Bernie 93, Elmendorf making it to 96 tomorrow afternoon. So similar, just another degree or two warmer with a southeasterly breeze at 10 to 20. We warm it up a little bit into Friday, 97 our high temperature, and then you see this very gradual and minimal trend downward, a little closer to 90 degrees for highs Monday and Tuesday. And if things become a little more active than anticipated, we could even have highs in the 80s early next week. So let's talk about our weather pattern. Today, not much for shower activity. Far south of town, we had a few pop up there, especially south of Cotulla, that's it. And far east of Houston, parts of West Texas, drought-stricken West Texas, getting some rain near Alpine and Fort Davis. That's good. A little bit of lightning and thunder and some heavy rain with that. Otherwise, our heat high, it's coming back overhead, and it's going to be here all the way through the weekend. So by Sunday, maybe a 10% chance of a shower or storm. That's mainly along the coastal plain, so mainly between I-37 and I-10. But then we get into Monday and Tuesday, and even into Wednesday, we've got that 30 to 40% chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Doesn't look like necessarily anything strong or severe, but very juicy atmosphere, a lot of moisture, wring it out a bit, and we could see some widely separated activity once we get into next week. Tomorrow, we'll start the day as usual with the low clouds, and as typical with those low clouds, maybe a stray sprinkle or a quick little mist on your windshield. That would be it. Then a sunny afternoon, 77 in the morning, mid-90s by the afternoon, humid, and that southeasterly breeze at 10 to 20. Sunny Friday, Saturday, decent amount of sunshine. By Sunday, you'll notice a little increase in the cloud cover. Heat high basically breaks down, moves away, opens the door for a shift in the weather pattern, and that's when we see those storm chances and slightly lower temperatures early next week.
Boy, till then we'll be looking for a breeze. Thank you.
All right, so a major development when it comes to the death of Kobe Bryant.
That's correct. And it also involves the other families involved who also lost loved ones in that helicopter crash in California. It is a lawsuit settlement. When we come back, details about that, plus the play of the playoffs coming up. Vanessa Bryant, the widow of late Kobe Bryant, the mother of their daughter Gianna, has entered into an agreement along with families of the 6 other victims to settle a lawsuit filed after that helicopter crash in California, January 2020. The settlement agreement was filed in federal court last Tuesday, according to ESPN, but the terms of that settlement have not been revealed. Kobe, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 6 other passengers were killed when the helicopter they were riding in crashed while trying to get to Thousand California for a game involving Kobe's daughter. An NTSB investigation would later determine it was pilot error after he flew into a fog bank, suffering a spatial disorientation that led to the crash. The settlement agreement would end the lawsuit filed against the pilot's estate and the owners of the helicopter. Last night's game 2 of the Western Conference Finals between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns go down as another instant classic. The Clippers poised to steal a win on the road without Kawhi Leonard. Here's how it came down. Devin Booker only had 20 last night, gives the Suns the lead 102-101. Paul George poised to give the hero, gives the Clippers back the lead. Just over 22 seconds left, 103-102. He would finish with 26. He could have sealed at the free throw line, but he misses both with 8 seconds left. That leaves the door open for the Suns to win it, and Monty Williams draws up the play of the year. Devin Booker provides a screen, breaks DeAndre Ayton, and the perfect lob in by Jay Crowder, and the win 104-103. All right, here's a closer look at what the play is that Monty Williams draw up. There's Crowder over here on the baseline, and there you see Booker and Ayton right here. So we'll shadow that for you. There is, now watch what he does. There is Ayton. Now we'll roll it for you, and he's going to make his break here off of this screen. He's a decoy on a screen right there. There you see Ayton low to the basket, and watch this great, nice lob pass, perfect to the basket for the win.
Coach drew up a great play where, I was in the best position. My teammates trust me and my coaches trust me. And, Book set a great screen, that freed me up into the lane to at least gather my feet and go for the ball. And the rest is, just off my athleticism and my talent. Jay set it up right there perfectly.
It was perfect. As expected, our San Antonio Spurs will pick 12 of the NBA draft next month after the NBA held its lottery selection last night. The Detroit Pistons beat out both the Houston Rockets, Orlando Magic, who had the same odds to win with that number 1 pick overall. And they are expected to take Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State. I mean, that was a great pick for the Spurs, even though that was 85% they're going to get number 12 at the same time. They've done very well. They've had 4 picks inside the top 20 here in the last 4 years, so they're doing well of rebuilding this team.
And Devin Vassell was at 11 last year.
That's correct. And he got to start.
Yeah, there's going to be a good player that should drop to him at 12.
Very good. Looking forward to it.
Let's hope. We'll be right back.
Still watching some delays on the southeast side, I-37 at Southton. That's going to take you some time. Also some delays still I-35 northbound at Walsham. Here's a look at the traffic heading south to Pleasanton this evening. Steve and Ursula.
Thanks so much, Samuel, and thank you for watching the News 5 with us.
World News up next. See you back here at 6.